Well, several storms had kept us very close to home. We got a break in the weather and we decided to take a run out to Amherst Island and see what we could find. What a beautiful sunny day to take off. Look how nice it is. Bright sunshine, clear roads. It's just wonderful driving. It's a nice long drive. It takes us like about 5 hours to get there, but I think it was well worth it. We're on the ferry now. We're heading across. Look at all the ice chunks and everything. This must be sort of an icebreaker ferry. I don't know the story about it, but it gets through here all right. Look at all that ice. Going along about, I think, 15 kilometers an hour according to my GPS here through the ice. This eagle was not very happy by the looks of him. I think he might be having a bit of a hard time catching anything in this weather. But he perseveres. A ring-necked duck flew by in the distance. Wow. It's dark too, so we're really high ISO shots, but focusing worked out really well on him. I'm happy with that. Now we're coming into the dock. The ever-present wind turbines on Amherst Island. Look at that ice. Wowee. I mean, that's pretty serious ice. I've been frozen in the ice on a ferry from Newfoundland once for 3 days. That was quite something. Look at there, my. Little bit of a breeze, not that much. Now we're pulling right into the wharf. Another ferry off to the side of us there. Now it's getting towards sunset when we got on the island, so we did a tour around to our locations where we look for owls. I didn't see a single snowy owl or any kind of owl. Look at this beautiful sunset. It's into the blue hour now. There's just a bit of sun on the horizon, and it's cold. It was really quite cold there. A cold, frosty blue. Look at the sky. I mean, I think that's wonderful. I really like it there. It's a big change from being at home in Kitchener anyway. Like it, guys. Look at the deers running across the road. What a surprise that was. Decided to stop and see if I could get a shot or two. It's dark, but I got some shots. I'm very happy to get these at all. The deer looked right at me. We're way up into the ISOs, 60,000 ISO, I'm not even sure. Now it's the morning. We got up bright and early and we're going to do a morning tour around the island to see what we can see. The sun's just coming up. It's not a very long drive to go around, but it's really rough and hard on you. It tires me out. The sunrise was just beautiful. I'm really happy to be here. I like these shots here. I think I'm pretty happy with them. The lights of the van are brightening up the close to the road here a bit. This, I think, is my best shot that I got on the island. The best shot from this trip, probably. It's a composite. Here I'm looking to see what I can see. The sun's just coming up on the horizon. And I'm taking a few shots here to get the sun with the trees. You can see the cold blue and the sun coming up. It was frosty on the fingers, that's for sure. That's Wolf Island off in the distance. A Mute Swan out in the distance there, just sailing around in the sunrise. It's a beautiful day and it's a wonderful place to be. I really enjoyed my time there. There's the Mute Swan looking at me. It's really dark. I mean, it's not bright enough really to get a really good shot of it. I'm going to tour around the island again and see what we can find. You can see how bumpy it is. Sun's coming through the trees now. What a beautiful morning it is. Wow. Now we're coming up to our little parking spot. Right around on the end I've got some great snowy owls from here and lots of other birds. The mute swan is still there, still sailing around in her little pond of water there. A little brighter shot there, but better light on it. Pretty nice, I think. Sometimes there's a whole flock of them there. This time there was only this one. Decided to shoot a little bit of video. And now I think that water's got to be incredibly cold, but no, I didn't take a dip in it at all. The ice really adds to it, I think. Their little feet are just paddling away underwater even when they're standing still. Did some HDR shots too with the swan, trying to get the color of the water in. See the water dropping off the swan's beak. That's how they filter food out of the water. Overhead, a flock of Canada geese. They seem to be just about everywhere you go. You'll always see Canada geese. Now we're driving down the road here. Gonna see what we can find. In the distance I see some deer. I stopped to get some shots. As soon as the deer saw me, the tail goes up, warning all the other deer, and then they're gonna take off and fly away. I panned along with them across the horizon, and I was delighted that I got some shots like this that are sharp. The focusing was working just great. Look at that. Tail is up, all 4 feet off the ground, just flying along. It's amazing. We did have some good success with wildlife on this trip. That's one thing nice about it. Well, it was a pretty good trip all around. I'm driving along again, right along the shore. See how rough it is there? Man, oh man, the road's bumps. I'm trying to avoid the bumps. We see some wild turkeys running across the road here. I didn't stop to take a picture of them. They're pretty common, actually. Just hoping beyond hope. We didn't see any hawks or owls. I was just saying I wish we'd see a fox, and the fox appeared right in front of the van. I stopped, got a shot of him looking right at me. The fox looked right at me, then he started to turn, and I'm just saying, oh, please be in focus, and it was. He turned around and started flying away from me. Look at him go. It's amazing. He's almost perfect with his 4 feet off the ground. It's probably a female fox, I really don't know, but usually the females are out foraging for food. Here he's running along. Then we saw some crows in a tree. 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy. Mergans are off in the distance giving me the fisheye. They're fairly common on the Amherst Island. There's a mute swan again. There were a few of them here. I got these 2 together right beside the ice, and then some lone shots on this one here. I like the white on white of the swans and the ice and snow. This horse, wow, squinting into the sun. It was a bright, bright morning. Saw some ducks along the shoreline here. A couple of ducks coming in for a landing. a whole flock of Canada geese. Now we're driving through Algonquin Park. Wow, we're sort of on the way home. I was hoping that I might see a pine marten in the park here, or at pine marten at another location that I'd been told about, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Here we're going up the road here. Now this is really icy in the park. They haven't had that much snow by the looks of it, and it hasn't been blowing. For all the highways that were closed up here, I thought we'd see more snow than what we actually did. Here we're at a portage point here. I'm going to stop here and take some photographs if I can. Just saw a little river through the trees here. I thought I'd try and get an HDR shot of them from here. It's not that exciting really, but did get this. Compared to the waterfalls we've been visiting, it's not very much. It is a nice little path through the trees though. I mean, nice water. Really quite pretty. For a city boy like me, it's kind of nice to get up here. This was the first place I ever went with a couple of my uncles. We went on a family trip up here and went fishing and whatnot in Algonquin Park. Had a great time. There's an HDR of the water and the ice. Well, I don't know if we're going to make it down to the falls. This is the road down to the parking lot. We're going to hike down here and hopefully we'll find it. I was there in the summer, but it looks a lot different now. Well, we're headed down this falls. We were here in the fall at this waterfalls and I got this great shot. I really like the shots that I got there. Now this is what the path looks like now to get down there. It's a little wee bit treacherous. Going along here. Got my new yellow mitts on there. They're nice and warm. I tell you, they're really good. I'm at the top of the falls. This is High Falls off Highway 11, I think it is. It's just great. Nice to see waterfalls and the ice and snow and everything. You can see how deep the snowbank is there, and it's sort of crusty on top, and you can break through that ice crust and go down to your knees or past. You could get hurt pretty easily doing that. And I've had this ear infection that's really been bothering me, and my balance is all off. I'm getting some shots here. Yeah, look how deep the ice and snow is there. Mary got stuck there. Promise of things to come. The sun is going to come out and melt away all this snow, and it'll be green and growing and beautiful again. Winter's nice, but changing sometimes is not that nice. Got lots of water going over the falls here anyway. I'm really happy with these shots. It was a really worthwhile trip. We covered a lot of ground in a short time. I would have liked to spend more time maybe, but I wasn't really feeling well. We covered as much as we could. There's an HDR of the waterfalls, which is way too dark, I think, but that's a little nicer. Now this is where the trail goes as far as I can tell. We're going to head down this trail here. It's the Trans-Canada Trail. And we'd done this in the fall, but we're doing it again. There's the waterfalls going down. It's kind of pretty. The water has this dark biomatter in it that's not all that attractive really. Now I'm using my camera bag to get me down the hill here. I don't want to fall. And like I said, my balance is way off. I should have brought my tripod. I had it in the van, but I didn't bring it with me. You see me stumbling when I go through the snow. Now there's some people down here. I'm going to go down and meet them. Mary walked a bit further up the Trans-Canada Trail to see what it was like there. Lots of people were still hiking there too. It's a portage point. You can see the van through the woods there where I parked. Here's the waterfalls. This is a live ND shot to keep the water flowing and moving. There's just a regular video shot of it, which is kind of nice. Water flowing past the ice. I like this one here. I like that kind of a shot where the ice is stationary and the water is moving. Beautiful HDR shot there. I really like that. It's kind of pretty. Have to clean these up. If you wanted to make a print, we'd have to brighten up the yellow out of the water and everything. We've done that on some of them. Looking down the falls here. The spring melt is coming and taking away all the snow. Things are going to come up really green this year after all this snowfall. Here I'm wending my way up the hill again. The lady down at the bottom let me use her tripod to get me pulled out of the snow, and I'm coming up along here. It's a little bit treacherous, and the steps are big and the ice is deep. Oh, there I slipped. My balance is so bad. Really bad. I'm sure that'll improve when my ear infection clears up. Yeah, it's really treacherous for me climbing through here. Oh, went through the snow again. My goodness. You can see where people were stuck here and had to use sticks and branches and such to get their vehicles out of the snowbank. Snowmobile tracks and tire tracks, and here's a sign, need a tow truck. I didn't even think about driving down there through this. Look at some of those tire tracks there with the huge tires. I don't have anything to go through there, so I parked up here on the road and hiked back. That was the safest way to do it. Now we're going to pull in through Holland Marsh and take a look there. It's impossible to keep the windshield clean the way things are. There's Holland Marsh. Beautiful agricultural soil. Look at Holland Marsh. Wow, I bought carrots from here for years and years at the farmer's market in Kitchener. Beautiful farmland. I hope they can keep farming here for years to come. This is about the best photograph we got on the whole trip. Thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please come on back again soon.